Hey, all right, here's the show.
The Home Movies.
The Home Movies television
show.
program, yeah.
And this is the episode called...
It's called Monkey Dicks.
Renton Video.
Yeah.
What we know about this episode for sure is that that's Todd Barry.
Yeah.
Playing the clerk.
Todd Barry, very funny comic.
Very funny comic.
He tours a lot. He'll come to your town.
Yep. Go and see him.
Go to toddbarry.com.
Make it a date.
Sure.
And he actually acts well, too. He's a good voiceover actor. He doesn't have a lot of range.
You know he's going to listen to Sorry, Todd. I think you've got a great amount of range.
I don't think he would take that personally. I think he's a very good actor.
It's very conversational. Also, this is kind of a direct reference to Dr. Katz, where he played a video clerk.
Yes.
I mean, that was his...
Yes. This is true. He was added in, I want to say, like season 5
like the last
or 6,
season, right?
Yeah. And
as a new guy
because
for Ben
he
to
and
talk
John
to,
Benjamin had such a good chemistry together, and it was it was very funny to suddenly open up Ben's world a little bit.
It would make sense that Ben would go and hang out.
Yeah.
So again, those backgrounds were in the previous scene, very Home Movies-esque.
Yeah.
Here's 50 and 20 for you.
Hey,
oh, there's so much funny stuff in this episode. Now I'm remembering. This is the one with the guy playing guitar in McGurk. It's really, really funny.
Right. This is with No Skin Off My Ass, which is going to be on the CD also.
Yes, and this is the episode with Laura playing the waitress.
Right.
And that is, I really hope we can get Laura to do a commentary because...
We won't.
That's too bad.
She's not returning phone calls.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Sorry, the Home Movies audience.
Yeah.
Somebody doesn't check their messages.
Yeah, well, she did such a good job in this episode. Her character was so funny.
Right.
This was one of those cases where I got excited about the, kind of doing a little editing. Patrick was editing this episode, and I just loved it so much. I kind of remember him letting me get on a scene or two.
You mind if I get back there, buddy, and move over? Hey. Yeah. So there was no music written for this episode.
It's all live.
Brendon, he's singing about you.
Why is he doing that?
Maybe he's high.
I don't know. I think he's happy I just tipped him.
Can I borrow some change, Mrs. Small, to throw at him?
What's your name, little buddy?
Jason.
Jason's home. I said, how's it going? How's it going?
So funny.
Do Jason again.
Jason and Melissa.
No, Melissa.
Just one Jason. Only song for Jason.
Spin-off.
I have never seen this episode, I have to be honest.
You forgot about it?
Yeah. It's a real shame that
It's Paula, actually.
Paula. Got a hair.
You're in for a treat.
Yeah, it looks like a good one.
Yeah.
That's definitely me playing guitar and improvising, which is always
funny.
Nothing better than totally half-assed music.
Yeah. I agree.
It's all going to the same place, whether I put it in the mouth or through the skin.
I see
by the way.
Yeah.
See a spin-off
about the guy who
guy.
I think doesn't really have legs.
No, it does.
No.
You know what it is? It's going to be it's a feature.
Just a one-time only.
It's a feature with starring him and the waitress, and it's going to be like Natural Born Killers.
Meets Passion of the Christ. Right? He dies at the end.
Yeah.
He's a martyr.
Yeah.
So nice. Some people aren't so, friendly with me,
Really?
But here's,
Tough to do crowd scenes and animation. You gotta have people in the background, and yet if they're totally still, it can become distracting.
It's also one of those things where you don't. I mean, they're all kind of what I would have now dealing with crowd scenes and this other project that I'm doing is that you don't want to give them as much description as the main dudes.
Right.
You know?
No, you want an undifferentiated mass.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Just
Instead
kind of
these specific characters, like a guy who's writing with a pencil poised on a crossword or something.
Right. Which is one of the animators' fathers.
Yes. Right. Or
The end is near.
brother.
This always happens to me.
Don't get down on yourself, Joe. We survived the plane crash, right?
Oh, that's right. They can't decide which movie to submit.
Right.
We're safe, Joe. I mean, sharks can't climb out.
Sorry, that's me drinking coffee.
Quite all right. I mean, if you were apologizing to me, it's quite all right.
Okay, and to the audience, if you're listening to this.
And So here's the deal. I only eat people who are liars. That's what I do. I eat lying people.
Oh no! Well, I'm leaving you, Tony. I'm sorry, but I love my work with monkeys more than I love you.
But, Rita, you can't go out to dinner with a monkey. You can't go to a movie with a monkey. And you can't get married to a monkey.
Tony, with my research...
There's a phrase coming up that got stuck in my head
Oh, there's a monkey.
for 2 years.
Oh, very good swinger.
Max, you're so wonderful and funny.
Wonderful. Damn dirty monkey.
That damn dirty monkey, that just stuck in my head literally for 2 years. I couldn't go a day without thinking, damn dirty monkey.
I remember there's a point where I think we were talking about some kind of Planet of the Apes thing, which has been referenced, and I believe Khaki Jones at Cartoon Network said, "Oh yeah, Planet of the Apes thing. Yeah, I think every show ever that was an animated show references Planet of the Apes, like Damn Dirty Apes, or has like whatever.
Yes.
Like even in the last episode of Home Movies, the absolute last, you see that
we reference it. Yeah,
there is a reference.
Yeah.
So we got it down to 3 movies. Number 1, Jury Duty. Number 2, Love Moi Do. And number 3, The Man in the Box is Bad. So,
so funny.
That's a great title.
Yeah.
This is Bill brought us out this episode, by the way, and again, like it was nothing but fun writing. I think with Bill, he's just always had 1,000 ideas, and he's just a problem solver of a guy.
Mm-hmm. Man in the Box is bad.
Good stuff, buddy. Here you go.
This idea that he put the wrong, that's such a funny idea.
Right.
You're a good guy.
No problem.
Classic comedy setup. Whoops.
Oh, crap.
Oh, I put the wrong.
Back for more, huh?
Actually, I put a 20 in, and I meant to give you a 1, so I'm going to take that 20 back.
What?
I said I made a mistake. I put a $20 bill in there. I meant to give you a 1, so I'm going to take my 20 back.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
No, that 20 was there. That's been there all day, guy.
No, man, it's my 20.
Whatever goes in the case is mine. You won your $1 back.
Speaks the
No,
lingo.
I didn't give you a 1. I meant to give you a 1. I gave you 20.
Yeah, no, that 20's there, dude. That's mine.
Hey, look, dude, I want my 20.
Look, dude.
I'm taking
Look.
my... No, you, dude.
No,
I'm taking...
dude. Listen to me, dude.
No, dude, I'm
Dude.
taking... That's my 20.
Uh-oh. Hey, everybody.
Uh-oh.
No.
Fatso's taking my money. What do you my money?
That's good dancing he's doing.
It's true.
That's very effective.
Yeah, it's very angry.
Don't listen to this. Walk away, everyone. Gave the guy a...
That's a very Dr. Katz looking character.
Yeah, I think.
And I'm not fat. Stop singing. Everybody, listen to me.
I'm gonna break it down. You gotta lose some weight. You gotta lose some weight.
This is why music is evil.
Take it back now.
This is why music is
5,
evil.
I'm leaving.
Mr. Boxer.
That was a lot of fun. I should watch this show at some point. That was fun for me to watch.
Great episode.
Those are the kind of things where, as far as like, I think if people wonder about the amount of improv involved in some things, like these movie scenes they feel to me pretty close to being what might have been written.
Mm-hmm.
There's a kind of a rhythm to them.
Yeah.
And there's like a
When a couple of minutes ago you kept calling me Brendon.
and then that thing, like that whole guitar sequence was probably. There may have been like the lyrics, like Fatso's taking his money back. Or,
No, it's all improvised.
I feel like it was a lot of that. It was just.
Yeah.
It's really easy to do stuff when you have a guitar in your hands and just. And then him in the room also, just like that kind of dynamic of me going back and forth with like, no, dude, you dude. That's kind of stuff that like, that only really works when you have two people in the booth playing off of each other at the same time, which is, it's amazing that I find out the more voiceover work that I do, that's such a rare thing that never happens. Like in LA, none of the studios here have any sound separation.
Yeah.
There's like few.
This room here.
And this room here. No, we're trying to change this. This is for the future show that I'm working on, but we're trying to do that so we can. Now what we're trying to do is fake that kind of thing, where I'll record a scratch track so I can play off of it if I'm playing against myself and characters. Now on home movies, when I would play two characters at once, quite a few times, like with Ken Adelberg or Adelberg Jr. or like. Whatever, like just like peripheral characters where I would be Brendon and then have to talk to them.
Yes.
Or Dwayne, when I do Dwayne and stuff. But for some reason, just because I had those characters in my head, it was really easy for me to kind of like to talk and do both parts. And like if we needed to kind of pre-lap them, we could.
Sure.
And right now, I'm trying to recreate like that kind of just conversationalism or the chaos of what conversation can be, you know, which is talking over each other.
Yeah.
You know?
It's really amazing to see a transcript of a home movies episode and all this back and forth. It's a lot of white space on a page.
Oh yeah, no, it's which is something you're probably learning, and I am too, is that most networks or any network or anybody, they usually kind of get their episodes down to kind of like a formula, which is a certain amount of pages. Now, when you have rhythmic dialogue that is staccato, musical, and we were talking about this stuff last night, it's just like, as far as like the what dictates the rhythm of dialogue are the two people there. Like, and they find a rhythm within them that makes the dialogue happen, you know, that makes any conversation happen. And a page does not reflect that. A page reflects a huge amount of pages, because when you go into like a final draft or any kind of script format, you have like one character, he has one line, a second character, then there's that takes like 4 inches.
Yes.
Like going hello, hi, hello. That takes half a page.
Yes, I know.
How do you do? I don't know. How are you?
Yeah.
I'm fine. And that takes like what?
Just these little
under 4 seconds to say that stuff.
Like,
you know,
the little tiny things that are just rhythmic, like somebody going and then not finishing their thought,
and
yesing somebody, you know,
all that stuff
takes so much
that
space.
takes much space. It takes a lot of space, and it's really it's not what is the word I'm looking for? Like it is a lie to
totally
the person
artificial.
That is, right.
To,
so like
to
some people say like
that you have to.
Hey man, hey buddy, you mind getting this down to? God, I was looking at this. It's a lot of pages here. I'm like, but honestly, 5 pages will take 13 seconds of on-air time, and you know that because you've been doing it on home movies for so long.
Exactly.
You know?
I think that one of the best things you can do, if you want to, if it's a goal at all to write natural dialogue, is to look at a transcript of a real conversation, especially a funny, edited conversation like home movies, where it's been tightened up, but it still has the natural sound of a real conversational exchange.
Right. Well, having said that, within like home movies direction, I think one thing that it just happens over and over again is when you write a piece of dialogue or an exchange, sometimes you realize that that's not working for the person that's saying that.
Yes.
They don't actually, that person's natural dialogue or natural inclination to speak does not fit the sentence that you wrote. So it's the oldest thing is put it into your own words.
Exactly.
Say what you're going to say, but say it the way that you would say it.
Yes.
So it's not each word is precious, or even the punctuation of each thing is not precious. It's not like Mamet-esque where it is predetermined. Everything is completely predetermined. Yes. But having said that, I started finding myself trying to write that way, wherein you would start a sentence and go on to a different sentence somewhere and stop yourself in the middle.
Yes.
There's a lot of hyphens when I write.
Yes.
You know what
I know what you're going to say.
You know what I mean.
And the punchline is it's actually really hard to read.
It is. I know for myself it's not hard because I wrote it. You know, but it's definitely a thing you have to learn how to read.
Yes.
Because I mean, just what I said right now.
Yes.
If you, I don't know. See,
it would look funny on written out.
Transcribe what I just said, that jumble of confusing words, but knowing that there is somebody desperately trying to say something that they don't know what to say underneath that.
Yeah.
And you get home movies.
She doesn't have to be tall, beautiful.
But again, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say another interesting thing that goes all the way back to the Dr. Katz days and just the sort of one of the founding sort of ideas that Tom Snyder was interested in, and that you guys are kind of examples of, is that there's something really it can be the case that when an actor is saying something that they're thinking about, like they're improvising, or you're putting something into your own words, or you're just really in character and you're a good actor.
Right.
That is alive, and there can be something that is, when you hear the same actor in the same moment then read the line on the page as written, it just dies ever so slightly.
No, of course.
Not always, but it's enough.
There's a self-awareness that happens,
and it changes the dynamic, and that's what makes improvisation. Once you get sort of addicted to it, like we did.
The difference between when I. Sometimes, I know that sometimes I'll do a good read, and sometimes I'll do a read that is it'll work, but you can tell there's a mild amount of self-consciousness there, and then there's improv, which is completely natural, and it's just it's a matter of tricking yourself into thinking that what you're saying is alive, and that's what acting is, I guess.
Yes, right.
And finding meaning behind every single word that you're saying.
That's right.
Even if the meaning is the most dull meaning in the world, but there is some meaning, But it's tough, and again. the best way to get past all of that stuff is to actually bring the other actor in the room with you. You know?
Oh yeah, that goes back. That's right. It goes back to what you were saying before.
As far as being in a sound booth with
how
like
rare
sound
it is.
separation,
How
and
rare
you just
it
don't
is.
see those.
Yeah. No, you look at all these great movies. You know, these Pixar films and Disney films, and they bring the actors in to read their lines.
It's extra work. It's so much extra stuff. Yeah.
And you want to be like, those are two great actors. Get them together.
Let them play off each other. Yeah.
Have you know.
It feels like, I mean, to their credit, like those Pixar movies have some of the best animation acting that I've heard.
Yeah.
You know?
But it would be even better if they had the actors together.
Well, you get to have just a little bit more kind of nuance and fun if you wanted it. But like Albert Brooks is so relaxed in Finding Nemo, you know, with
they're great.
Ellen
They're
DeGeneres,
great.
you know?
I agree. But I'm as somebody who enjoys actors.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy to make them do it by themselves.
Well, I mean, some people, some of these movies, and I think not the Pixar ones. Sometimes they have you know, they just hire someone that may be wrong for the thing, and it is just kind of going behind a microphone and overdoing it and overacting.
Yeah.
I actually did an audition for a Pixar movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which was fun for me. I did not get the part.
Oh, sorry.
Don't worry about it. I'm getting over it still. But the cool thing was their direction to me was like, because I feel like or at least I want to underplay things, you know, or at least that's what I wish I could do.
Yeah.
And because of home movies, it's kind of just about being your natural conversation rhythms, you know. So his it was really funny because the guy brought me in, and he was a guy from Pixar. Yeah. And I read it, and he kind of liked the sound of my nasally, crappy voice. And he goes, "Oh, that's kind of good." And he just kept going underact everything. And I was like, "Oh, really? Even more?" He's like, "Yes, even less, do less. And I was like, "All right." And I think I probably gave a self-conscious read regardless of it, simply because auditions are the most unnatural thing known to human existence.
Yeah, I bet.
You know what I mean? It's actually raising the stakes and putting a person in their most unnatural state and expecting them to be like natural and perfect. And those people that audition constantly are, you know, that's how they constantly audition. Yeah. You know,
auditions are weird on the other side too. I mean, for me, the few that I've done, it's that funny thing where I'm rooting so hard for the person who's in there that I lose all objectivity, and I become their biggest fan, no matter who they are. If I'm auditioning somebody, I love them. Right. And it's just human nature. I'm like so sympathetic, I guess, or something. And unfortunately, it's bad because then I can't do my job as well because I have to like take a whole day and like go back and listen and then finally hear.
I think that's why home movies was pretty much us casting people we know, you know? And that's it. I mean,
it's so great to do
it's
that.
never like bringing in an actor. Oh, man, I can't believe, like, being on both sides, like, I can't believe that someone just flippantly expects 20 people to show up in the middle of the day to have you go like roll your eyes at them, you know, like to go like. It's a huge, especially in L.A., to drive from like Los Feliz to Century City. That's the most brutal thing I've ever heard in my life. The brutality of everyday life. Simply driving or being in your car for 40 minutes so you can just blow an audition beyond like and embarrass yourself and like have, you know, the drive is, you just hit rush hour on the way back and you have to live with how bad your performance was. Oh, it's hilarious. I mean, I love that it happens in the chaos of the world, but it's amazing.
Yeah, it is really bizarre. There's I think it's the guy who did Woody Woodpecker, this sort of famous.
The actual woodpecker.
The animator, the director of Woody Woodpecker. He said something I really liked about when you want to go and get new actors. He said that's your ego. That's just you wanting to like kind of flex your muscle as a director. Right. He said use people you know.
That's interesting.
Use people that have done a good job for you before. Right. Don't just like assume that like you're doing a new project, so by definition you should go out and audition a bunch of actors.
That's funny.
Yeah, and I don't really know how it relates to Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah, I mean it's
just Mel Blanc doing all
for Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes an audience is onto your cast of people like like I don't know. Sometimes it would be cool to see fresh faces on some of these things, and sometimes it is like an old shoe. It's like, oh, it's nice to see those guys. It's nice to see the Waiting for Guffman cast get back together or whatever, you know. Or sometimes it's like, hey, you know what? Enough's enough.
Yeah.
Get somebody else.
Yeah.
And let's.
Well, and that's what. And that's.
Or you're churning out the same projects constantly.
And that's how I met you.
Right. Yeah.
There was a.
Right. I was a product of not being John Benjamin.
Yeah.
Right.
It was a very what you're describing as, I think, ultimately it's a compromise. You keep some of the same people, and then you add a new face every once in a while to kind of hopefully keep it not too static and not too comfortable.
Right.
And that's exactly what home movies. The reason home movies exists and became what it became was because Tom Snyder very wisely said, find a guy.
Right.
Go find a guy, somebody local, somebody in Boston.
Right.
You know, and let him be the little kind of spark in this whole thing, and that was very smart. And it's something that I know Tom, tries to do for his projects.
Aligning of planets for my luck for that to happen.
Yeah, it's either going to be you or
it's probably going to be
like Mitch Fatel or some comic from Dr. Katz that we liked.
Oh, right.
But fortunately,
luckily, Mitch had a little accident around casting time, and no one's seen him since. He's buried in a shallow grave in Jamaica Plain somewhere. That's
Todd Barry.
Dude, take it.
Such a big Todd Barry fan.
Give him more money.
So he's again one of the funny guys. If you guys don't know about these comics that we talk about on these commentaries, look them up because if you like home movies, if you like comedy, I think you'll like these guys.
You will like. No, you can. It's a guarantee. That's a like. You can have a money back guarantee on a Todd Barry show. I feel like that's. Oh yeah, that's funny.
Your back. Watch it again. Or I'll punch your face.
The occasional swear.
Yeah, I remember. I think we swore more as we kind of went on.
Yeah.
I think it was just kind of something where it's like. We'll get into that more.
Yeah.
But language is fascinating, is it not? the curse word, the occasional curse word, the flubbing of lines, the constant talking.
Yeah.
That I do.
Watch it again. And everything will be fine.
That's me playing guitar, by the way. That is not Coach McGurk, just so you know.
That's right. You
I'm
guys
playing
had
my
to,
seventh chords, yeah.
Yeah, you had to pretend that he was playing.
Yeah, and it's really painful for me to see someone else get the credit for that guitar playing.